This is Record of Change, a podcast that documents how people's lives are being shaped by the coronavirus pandemic. I am Pratap Nair, your host for this episode. Today, we're talking to Alkis Mikhail, an architect turned chef who runs a vegan restaurant in Athens. Alkis, as he prefers to be called, had to shutter his new restaurant almost as soon as it was inaugurated because of the lockdown in Athens. His busy life suddenly screeched to a halt as he found himself locked down in his apartment and wondered what would happen to his new business. He says it was scary. Nevertheless, Alkis kept himself occupied. He picked up his guitar, got on Instagram, overhauled his restaurant menu in the hope of reopening it soon, and started doing calisthenics, a kind of exercise routine. Let's listen to him.
My name is Alkis Mikhail, and they call me Alkis because it's easier. I'm from Greece, and I have studied architecture in London. And at the moment, I live in Greece and I work in Greece. Right now, I'm in my apartment in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost 20 minutes from the center of Athens. It's near the sea.
What do you see outside your window? I can see some trees and stuff.
Yeah, there is like a garden because I live on the zero level. So there is a garden around. And basically, yeah, that's it. A lot of flowers and trees.
Of
Yeah.
course. Can you tell me where you were when this pandemic and lockdown and everything was started? Where were you? And how was your life before that and how it has changed after that?
So my life used to be like very, very, very busy because I came from London to renovate my family business. We own a hotel in Athens, in the center of Athens. So I came back to renovate the hotel, and we renovated the hotel on the 2017, and we finished 2018. And it was very busy years, and then we had to make the restaurant inside the hotel.
Okay.
So the restaurant opened early 2020. And yeah, so as soon as we opened the restaurant, after like a month and a half, we had the lockdown. So I was very, very, very busy, like, until the lockdown. And, I was like almost like 20 hours a day in the hotel and the restaurant. I had like very few sleep. And yeah, it was very, very, very hard, to be honest. Like the first week of the lockdown, it was a nightmare. I was very anxious, very stressed. I didn't know what to expect. It was oh my God. I don't even remember because, we had we put so much money in the business.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for the summer because, all the tourists arrive and everything. So, to start, getting some money back. And all of that happened. But yeah, it was tough. It was really tough.
Okay. And when was this? This was in February, March?
Yeah, we opened the restaurant on the end of January. And then the lockdown in Greece happened. And basically, before the lockdown, the government closed all the restaurants and most of the businesses in Greece on the 15th of March.
And what was your day-to-day work like at the restaurant? What were you taking care of at the restaurant? Can you give me a little more detail?
Because since I was little, I was cooking. And because, apart from architecture, my other passion is cooking and working out, basically. So I have done the menu for the restaurant, and I'm also cooking for the restaurant. We have like a chef and a big team in the restaurant. But I'm like the chef, so I check everything. I go there every early to make all the sauces, cook some stuff and everything. And then serving people, talk to people, do stuff, check that everything is right. So I'm there like from the beginning, like from around like 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. until almost 1 a.m. that we close.
And how many employees how many people were working in your restaurant?
So in the restaurant at the moment, basically before the lockdown, we're almost 15 people. In the hotel, we're 15 people as well, yeah. So total, we had like 30 people.
Okay.
employees.
So you completely shuttered the restaurant as soon as the lockdown was announced in mid-March. Okay. So these people were let go, the people who were working.
Basically, yeah, we're all on hold. We didn't know. They just announced that you have to close. Nothing is will open like on Saturday because Saturday was the 15th of March. So
Okay.
we all stayed at home. We
Okay.
saw that coming. I was very worried almost like 2 weeks before the shutdown. I started to reduce all of the orders. I was very worried.
You made
So,
precautions.
yes,
How
of
was the mood
course.
like at that time?
Because we're in the center of Athens and we have the hotel as well, we saw
Mm-hmm.
like a major decrease in reservations, and not too many people were working outside, the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
because we are close to Syntagma Square, which is like the
Yeah.
parliament of Athens. If you don't see like many people, around that area, it's very weird.
Yeah. 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 Suddenly it's completely empty. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I understand.
So, the restaurant used to be like from day one full, like from the opening
Oh,
until closing. So, yeah, it was very good. And
okay.
the last 2 weeks, it was like empty. Almost the last week, we only had like 6, 7 tables.
Okay. And how was the communication by the Greek government? Were they strong and were they like lockdown is going to happen? Were there prior warnings
Yeah,
that for businesses?
it was really good because they acted really fast. I think
Okay.
when they told us to close the our businesses, we only had like 40 cases or something like that. Very low in comparison with other countries.
Okay.
So yeah, it was okay. They were very fast. They shut us down, and then almost like the next day they started doing all the television advertisements, radio advertisements about what's going on and everything. So
Okay.
we were feeling a
Okay.
bit safe.
You woke up one day suddenly and then you decided, oh my God, so today we're going to shut the restaurant.
Yeah, it was so weird because it was Friday. We have done some orders for the weekend because, like,
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday used to be our most busy days.
Popular days. Okay.
Yeah, so we've ordered like tofu and everything, and by Friday night we all got like an SMS text on our phones that from Saturday everything will be shut. So
Mm-hmm.
we were like, okay, what's going on now? This is serious stuff. So it was like it was very weird because we were calling each other to see what's going on if it was a spam. As soon as
Yeah.
we took the message, we thought it was a spam.
Yeah.
So so yeah, after a while,
Okay.
we started realizing what's going on. And yeah, we couldn't do anything. I just went there to clean all the fridges, to take some stuff, to.
Hmm. All these perishables that you ordered, you're saying you ordered tofu, you must have also ordered vegetables and so on. How did you, yeah, what did you do with those goods?
Basically, most of the vegetables, I gave it to my staff,
Okay.
to my
Okay.
family, and I got a few as well. About other stuff that we had, because we had like many stuff, we threw them away because we didn't know when to open. So, you know,
Okay.
we,
Okay.
it was like March, and then we opened almost in June.
Wow.
So most of
Okay.
the stuff expired, but we didn't know. In the beginning, we thought that we are gonna open in maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week. So yeah, most of the stuff expired, and
Okay.
yeah.
So suddenly you said for 2 years you didn't have time for anything else. You were so involved in your work. And middle of March, everything just brakes were slammed and everything was shut down. So how did it feel for you to have this sudden quietness in your life
Exactly.
suddenly?
Yeah. The first week is very, very tough because you can't sleep. I have, because I'm almost sleep like 4 or 5 hours per day. For me to have like, nothing to do. I mean, I was waking up at the same time as usual. I couldn't sleep more. I was very anxious. To be honest, I slept only like for 1 to 2 hours because I was very anxious about what will happen. And because, we were thinking that, we have to pay our staff. How are we going to pay our staff if we don't have any income? Especially from the hotel, because, I mean, the hotel in comparison with the restaurant makes 5 times more money. So for us, it was really tough because all of the summer was fully booked. Most of the reservations were non-refundable. And so we had to return all of the money back. So until now, we return money, to our clients. So it was really tough because suddenly you don't have any income and you have to give too much money, that you owe to other people. And most of that money were, that we had from the non-refundable bookings went to renovate and to make the restaurant. So it was very weird. I couldn't sleep at all. For me, because I was very active, with everything, I was like inside my house, walking up and down all the time. I didn't know what to do. Sometimes I was really stressed. Sometimes I was very relaxed because I was like, okay, this is like a global situation, so I don't have to be worried. I mean, the governments around the world will do something, for all of us. So it was really tough. I was trying to do, some stuff just to forget about the situation, but I couldn't. And it was very weird for me. I mean, I was like locked, trapped inside my house. I want to go out to do, to work, to help to do some stuff. I couldn't do anything. So yeah, after the first week or the second week, maybe, I started to get used to the situation. So I was sleeping for almost like 10 to 12 hours per day. I started playing guitar. I started I was working out 2 to 3 times per day. I was cooking all day long for the new menu after the lockdown. Yeah, that was basically my life.
Okay. So you were suddenly emotionally also there is this financial distress of
Yeah.
having to repay all your customers who have already booked but you don't have the money ready because you have, invested that money in renovation and starting a new restaurant, so on. Did the Greek government do any financial help for small businesses?
They did help. Almost every business is the same. So they gave the money that we had to give to our staff, all of the money, for the whole period of the lockdown. So that was really good. And they gave almost like 8,000 to the owners of the businesses. They reduced the taxes that we pay. So we didn't have to pay any taxes. We didn't have to pay any bills for the energy, electricity, water, and stuff like that. They sort of made some loans from the bank with a very small rating. So most of us, applied for the loans.
You're saying that all your employees were on rolls. You did not send them away.
No.
During-
We kept everyone. So
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
That's not many people can afford to do that.
it
Have
was
the
tough.
willingness also
Yeah,
to do it.
it was really tough. I mean, to do that, we got the loan. If we didn't have the loan, we couldn't do that. But yeah, most of like many other businesses, they haven't done that. They have fired everyone.
Yeah, I imagine that's very rare.
Yeah, we try to have like everyone, keep everyone, because they have helped us, over the years. So
Yeah.
okay.
You said you started playing guitars and you started planning menus for when the lockdown is eased. Suddenly, you found this extra time in hand. How else did you spend it?
So I mean, we couldn't go outside. We had to text to send a text to the government, and then they were replying to us, giving us like a sort of a permission, so you can go out. So we had like 5 options. One was to go to the supermarket. The other one was to go out for jogging or stuff like that. The other one was to go to the hospital, and the other was to go to a family member that needs help. So that was our routine. If we want to go out, we had to choose one of the options. We were texting the government, and then they replying to us that, okay, you can go out. This is your permission. So if they stop us for a check outside, the police, we were showing them the text message.
That's interesting. Was this an app or were you just SMS
It was,
texting
yeah,
a
exactly.
number?
SMS texting a number.
This was managed by somebody locally or like a mayor's office, or do you know?
That was from the government. The
Okay.
government was managing the whole thing. It was pretty remarkable. It was like very good too that they have done that.
Yeah. That's it seems very strict also. It was near total. You cannot go out. You have to get permission even to jog, is it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because what happened in the beginning, when the text message happened like almost 2 weeks after the lockdown. And they have done that because most of, the Athenians were going all the time out to, for jogging. So there were too many people in some places. So for the government to control that, they have created the text message. So not too many people can go outside at the same time. So, yeah.
This was like a major curtailment in your freedom. No?
Yes,
How did you
exactly.
take it?
I mean, yeah, it was really weird because, I don't live with my parents, so to ask from the government to give me permission to go out, it was like very weird. I was asking the government, can I go out, can I go to the supermarket? Can I go for jogging? Can I go, to see my parents? So it was like you had like a big brother taking care of you.
Did you see your social media consumption going up in this lockdown? Because that's all we were doing indoors because we were all.
For me, myself, I don't use Instagram or Facebook. I didn't even have an account. But before the restaurant, I've created the account of our restaurant. And I was the one that was using the page of the restaurant. So during, the first 2 weeks of the lockdown, I was using quite a lot the Instagram. And, I saw that too many people, were using the Instagram almost all the time.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend, that she normally uses Instagram all of the time, after like the third week of the lockdown, she didn't use it at all. She was so bored. Yeah, so after a while, I mean, me and myself, I got bored using, all the social media and, this kind of stuff. So I started, playing guitar, cooking, working out, I was painting, I was doing this kind of stuff around the house, cleaning all the time. I didn't even watch like television. I didn't even watch like a movie on Netflix. But in the beginning of the lockdown, I mean, I was watching TV. I was using my phone too much. I was watching a series on Netflix. And after like 2 weeks, I stopped everything. I got like bored, of watching TV, using my phone. So I found, other interests here.
Okay, give me some examples of what other interests you found. Like you were exercising indoors.
I was exercising like almost like 3 times per day. And I started doing calisthenics, trying to do like a handstand, trying to do this kind of stuff. So with my girlfriend, we were dancing. We were cooking all day. We were painting. I mean, we were doing, normal stuff.
Okay. Wait, you were in lockdown with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you known each other?
For a year.
For a year, okay. So have you been living together before that also?
We started living together almost 2 months before the lockdown.
So how did that go? Suddenly you found locked up together for 4 months. How did that go? How did that benefit the relationship? Did you guys have any friction or did you love it?
Yeah, I mean, before, if we didn't know that the lockdown was going to happen, and someone, was telling me that, you're gonna live for 3 months just with your girlfriend, and you won't see anyone, you will just stay at home and do nothing, I would be like very scared of the situation. But it was really, really cool because she was calming me down when I was stressed.
How did people take the lockdown in Athens? Now it's slowly opening up, no?
So after the lockdown, we started opening like very slowly some businesses, and then we had the restaurants. After like 20 days, the restaurants opened with all the regulations and following the rules. So we had to wear masks. We couldn't sit inside the restaurant, so everyone was sitting outside. So we have opened, like with my restaurant used to have in total 30 tables. So when we opened after the lockdown, we only had 3 tables because nothing was allowed inside. And we had a very small area outside. And with the regulations, we only could afford like 3 tables.
That's a drastic reduction.
Yes, exactly. Because, yeah, we have like staff for 30 tables. So now for 3 tables, I mean, I could do everything by myself. I didn't want, anyone for...
But has the situation improved now, or is it still?
So, yeah, it's a bit weird again, the situation, because we don't know what to expect. And I can't plan for, for the winter. Because if there is like a possibility for a new lockdown, it will be, a disaster for us. So we can't plan anything, and we just, wait to see what will happen.
So the Greece's tourism industry, is it picking up? You were mentioning the other day that people are not landing in Athens; they're just directly going to the islands. And how is the situation now for the hospitality industry in Athens in particular?
It's really, really, really bad compared to the restaurant businesses. The tourism, especially in Athens, it's really bad because, as you said, like many people come to the airport and they go directly to the islands, so they don't stop to see the center of Athens. So yeah, at the moment we only have like 2 rooms in our hotel, and the total number of the rooms we have in our hotel is 30. So yeah, to have like 2 rooms in the middle of summer, it's scary. It never happened before. Most of the hotels in Athens are closed at the moment. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it improving anytime soon. Only if we have if we have found
the
a
next
medicine.
few months, you're not very sure how it's gonna happen or what's gonna happen.
Yes, basically what I have done during the lockdown, I have changed the menu completely. So the dishes we serve right now have less ingredients. Most of the ingredients we use, I try to use almost same ingredients to all of the dishes. So, if one dish, isn't going, we can use the ingredients of that dish to another dish. Most of our dishes are really easy to make, so I don't need many stuff in the kitchen. So, yeah.
Can you give me some examples of what you're serving? What kind of dishes you're serving?
Like one of our most popular dishes, it's like a poke bowl, Hawaiian bowl. So we make like a sushi rice, and then we have the watermelon. Watermelon is like in season now, so you can find it very cheap. And you can, like with a big watermelon, I can almost serve 40 dishes. So what we're doing with the watermelon is we bake it in the oven, so it loses all of the moisture, and then we marinate it for at least 3 days, so it gets a taste of tuna tartare. It's like a very interesting recipe and a very nice dish. And when someone is ordering the dish, everything is ready because we have the rice ready, the watermelon is ready in the marinade, so you just have to plate the dish.
Did you say you put watermelon in the oven?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What happens when you...
It becomes like much smaller, and it has like the texture of meat.
Really?
Uncooked meat, yeah. So then when you marinate it, we leave it on the marinade for at least 3 days, so it gets the texture of fish. So it loses the crunch that watermelon has. It gets the taste of the sea, because in the marinade we use seaweed, ginger, lime, stuff that reminds you of seafood.
Where did you learn this technique? Roasting the watermelon in the oven.
Yeah, I was in Los Angeles like 5 years
I
ago.
see. Okay, very interesting. Very
Yeah, it's really
interesting.
nice. So yeah, we
Cool.
have another dish that it's like a salmon made from carrots. So
Whoa.
yeah,
Okay.
and this is like one of like most popular dishes as well. So we bake the carrot inside the salt. So we cover the
Okay.
carrot with salt, and we bake it in the oven almost like salmon lox. It's like the same technique. So then we take the
Wow.
carrots out of the oven, we break the salt, and
Yeah.
we cut it very thinly, and we put in the marinade. So then we serve it like with bread, sourdough bread, truffle cream, and the
Okay.
carrot, which like it's like it tastes like a salmon and it looks like salmon.
Wow. Wow. See, if it was in normal days, a journalist, a travel writer would have visited your restaurant and wrote about
Yeah.
how these amazing things are being done at a restaurant in Athens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we can only dream about it.
Yeah.
But how, so you're mostly now your clients are all locals. How are they taking to this experimental cuisine?
They really like it. I mean, almost the 99% of our clients are non-vegans. And for me, that is a huge success because I want to
Yeah.
introduce the vegan cuisine to, to non-vegans mostly.
Okay. So you think that's a blessing in disguise that this lockdown happened, and then your restaurant is now catering to the local public, through which locals are discovering your food. Otherwise, do you think tourists
Yes, exactly.
would be frequenting your this one? Do you think that's a blessing in
I
disguise?
think, yes, it is good because when Greeks come to a restaurant and see more Greeks in the restaurant, they say, okay, this is a nice spot, we're gonna stay there. If they come and see like mainly tourists, they say, okay, this is a tourist spot. So yeah.
Yeah, true, true. But you're saying there is still uncertainty. You don't know how this is going to pan out in the coming months, and you cannot make plans also. How's your mindset now? What are you are
I
you are
mean,
you
for the restaurant, I'm pretty positive that it will
pretty
pick up.
positive? Okay, because you've built a solid local client
Yes,
base.
exactly.
Okay.
So when we open again from September, we're gonna do a lot of advertisement. We're gonna improve some stuff because I'm sure that it will go well.
There's a lot of uncertainty, but there's also positive
Yeah,
things happening to your
yeah,
restaurant.
exactly.
So I will reconnect with you in a couple of months. But thank you so much for spending the time. On that positive note, we will end this
Yeah,
conversation.
it was my pleasure.
Alkis. Thank you so much. That was Alkis. He will return in the second season to tell us how his business is coping. Next week, a Cape Town based playwright and consultant, Mike Van Gran, reflects on how COVID hit the arts sector in South Africa. Stay tuned. Follow us on your favorite podcast provider and look for us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or our website, recordofchange.com. This podcast is implemented with and by members of Bosch Alumni Network, a community that brings together former and current fellows, grantees, and staff members of the Robert Bosch Stiftung and its partners.